Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Such a beautiful day today on the 16th of January and I wanted to use the beautiful weather for a little bit of bow shooting, and I'm actually using a very special bow consisting of two not outdated but no longer available models, I think, and one brand new device that I attached to it. So I'm really marrying new and old and medium. Let me show you the features of the Oneida repeating bow with a telescopic monitoring system. Okay, first of all, the Oneida bow. I always wanted one, but they're kind of hard to get. I'm not sure if they're in production still or if that is no longer the case. But then a follower contacted me and asked me if I wanted to trade an airgun, a Megalodon, against his bow. And I said, well, why not? I always wanted one. So I went for it and I got this beautiful bow, which is definitely a few years old, but in really great condition. I always loved it because it's a compound bow, but not with a roller system and all these cables. But rather than that, they have like a stacked system of several limb sets and the rollers and accenters. And it's all here in the bow itself. So there's no cables that are in the way. And I thought this so elegant looking, but it definitely needs a repeating system. So I retrieved one of my old Fenris systems. Actually, I invented this a long time ago, therefore still carries my signature. And then we kind of we parted ways with the Steamboat, the manufacturers, and that had no technical reason. There was really nothing wrong with the product. It was purely a business decision to no longer work with them. And therefore I ignored the product for a long time. But now this is no longer in production and sold out. So I can now drag it out and show it to them without giving them a benefit. And then I also attached a new system here, which this is actually an aiming device plus a camera, very unique, and a night vision system, all combined in one. It's not expensive, it's coming from China, and I really like the features. I actually love them. The only thing that I didn't like was the mount, because it was kind of flimsy and was never really holding steady. It attaches to a standard bow sighting position, and it's, of course, you can fully adjust it, so that's all no problem. But the mount was so shaky, it was like a fake Picatinny rail thing that was not holding. So I completely redesigned the entire holder and from steel. And now it's not moving, and now I can really sight it in without losing aim all the time. So I had to actually touch it and change it, but now it's really great. The advantages is that I have a zoom feature, so I have a really good zoom. I can record what I'm actually doing because it records things to a micro SD card, and it has a night vision system. First of all, it's super bright. So even in when it's almost dark, just almost dark, then you can still see everything in color in here in the display, and it also records it. It looks like the sun is still shining even though it's almost pitch black. And when it is pitch black, this thing has IR illumination here, so you can still see something even when it's completely dark, when there's no light at all. You can still see in the dark. Then it's black and white only, but still you can see everything. And you have crosshairs that you can adjust, so you can use this as a sighting system. I found this to be ingenious and a great combination with this bow and this thing. I know it's a little bit like a Franken bow, but I still love it. Now let's go and shoot a little bit with it. So when I switch it on, actually you can see that the camera is working fine. And now I can zoom in. So I have a few zoom modes. And in the biggest zoom mode, everything is really zoomed in. I mean, look at that. So this is actually, I think, too much. And you can maybe also see that there is a crosshair. And I haven't really fully sighted it in, but just approximately. But this actually works like a charm. Wow, it's powerful. Yeah, so this thing is pretty powerful. I haven't really fully dialed it in, so it could be even stronger. But that's about as high as I can go without being completely uncomfortable. The let-off is not super high. It's not like on a modern bow where you have like a 10% or 5% let-off. But I have the front trigger holder here, so I can hold this comfortably even with one finger here. So this makes it much easier to keep the bow drawn out, even though it's pretty heavy. All right. Okay. Really, really accurate. I think it's really accurate. Nice. Yeah. But I think I have to go for an easier draw. Okay, we of course want to find out how fast this thing shoots. I mean, it's an ancient bow. It probably has lost a little bit of its power, but it's still pretty powerful. So let's chrony the shots. 81,3 Meter pro Sekunde. 81.3 meters per second. Meter pro Sekunde. 82.4 meters per second. Okay, so that was almost 73 joule. That is more than the other bows that used to be sold with the Fenris could achieve. I think I had one bow that exceeded 100 pounds, but that was like a super new bow in the competition mode. This means no let off at all, and that was pure agony to pull this thing out. So 73 joule is really a good value if you keep in mind that the bow isn't even fully adjusted to full power. So this is like, can probably go a little bit higher than that, maybe 20% higher. Very impressive. So these are my 5 shots. Not that bad, right? So I want to see if the old girl can also still do longer distances. Therefore I put my target at the 30 meter spot and let me see if I can still hit it. I haven't resighted it in, so it is expected that it will of course have some drops, so I might end up hitting it a little bit lower than usual, but we'll find out. Now I can really use the scope function. Alright. Jetzt kann ich natürlich mit der Vergrößerungsfunktion richtig was anfangen. Yeah, okay, I could have done a little better, but I was also exhausted and that wasn't so bad. But I can guarantee the bow is more accurate than the shooter. So what is the conclusion about the Oneida or Oneida bow and the in combination with the Fenris and this monitoring system? I think it's a fun combination. It's really good. It's heavy, of course, and the draw weight is too high for me. I have to lower it and not increasing it. But on the other hand, that's a lot of energy for a bow, I think. Specifically keep in mind that this was invented how long ago? So of course now modern bows are more effective and they're lighter and everything, but I'm not sure if they're as elegant as this beautiful thing here. I love it in any case, and I also love the monitoring system. So much better than a normal bow sight. But it only works in combination with the Fenris. Bye bye.